Torah Garden, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.
Shalom, 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 Yashar'el and Yahudah, grafted in Gentiles into the body of the Mashiach. Listen, we at this again. Babylon is fallen. Hear ye the word of Yahuah. Babylon is falling. Hear the word of the prophet Hezekiah. Song is entitled Freedom's Wind 1.5. I don't know the rights to this music. The word is a word that is being declared in this season, in this hour. Yahuah has called me to cry loud and to spare not, to lift up my voice like a trump in Zion, to warn these people. Warn Yashar'el and Yahudah. Warn those of the other nation that are under the sound of my voice. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready for the great reveal. Babylon, this whore, this wicked whore, is about to meet her demise. She is coming down. It has been prophesied. It has been declared. Now you, whom Yahuah has chosen from amongst those whom he has called, you have to get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Exit stage left. You have to flee Babylon. Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, I give you praise for your witness. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. Yahuah, I give you praise that from my belly flows rivers of living water. Of this she spake of the Ruach HaKodesh, which we should receive. I've received the witness of the Ruach HaKodesh because I've been born again. Of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh in Emunah. I believed in the blood atonement. I believed in the necessity of the wash of the water. And I've received the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh. Yahuah, use this Ruach HaKodesh in me and take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and rain. Let the rivers flow. Yahuah, may I not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone to come up lame. Yahuah, my prayer is that your word will reach those that you have chosen. Yah, you have declared that many are the called, but few have been chosen, and I declare that your word is for those that you have chosen. Again, I take authority over every evil ruach, every ruach of distraction, every hindering spirit, every spirit of fornication and adultery, every obstacle that is set itself against those that are the chosen, that is trying to hinder and interfere with the word of Yahuah being reached. I bind you in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. I exercise authority over you and command you to cease in your maneuvers and activity. Abba, I give you praise for honoring the word that I've rendered unto you. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach in the Shamayim. For you said, whatever I do on earth, you honor in this Shamayim. Yahuah, Father, I pray that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart will be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, understand this. Babylon is falling. The whore is going down. Her days are numbered. Listen, you can think that you could stay up in this camp. You can think if you want to, that you're going to be able to live in this place. Listen, Babylon is falling. You better get a clue. Babylon is falling. Yahuwah's word is going forth. Babylon is falling. Listen, he has already established that Babylon is falling. Listen, you need to understand that Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Can't get around it. Babylon is falling. Listen, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. This wicked whore is slated for judgment. She is not going to survive. She ain't going to survive. Babylon is not going to survive. The whore is going to be destroyed. This United Snakes of America, its time is coming to a close. Her wickedness has reached to her stench and her wickedness has reached into the nostrils of Yahuah. He would have healed Babylon if Babylon would have repented. But Babylon is not repenting. Babylon has no desire to repent. Babylon has no desire to change. And you know what's interesting? The people in Babylon that have bought into this system doesn't want it to change. They want it to change. You know, that's why in this nation they fight so hard to maintain white supremacy, because they don't want it to change. They don't want it to change. The deep state don't want it to change. They want it to continue as it is. That's why Yahuah is waking up. He's waking up his people. He's waking up those who are of the other nations that are realizing that this beast is going down. This whore is going down. Babylon's falling. Now, we have been discussing in great lengths, and the reason why you have to understand this is because Yahudah has to fulfill prophecy. Yashar'el has to fulfill prophecy. Yahudah has to return home. Yahudah has to fulfill what he has been instructed to fulfill concerning the 12 tribes in the last days. Oh, let's do this. Genesis 49. You know what we're doing. Genesis 49. Now we've read Revelations, the 17th chapter, right? It gives you this vivid picture of this whore, this product of filth and fornication, this wicked whore that at her heart, her life's blood flows porneia. G4202, G4204, G4205. Porneia, porne, and pornas. She is wicked and diabolical. You have been taken captive. Your ancestors have been brought over here on slave ships. And you know, and through Black History Month, we're always constantly reminded of these shackles. Mindset of slavery, right? When in actuality, they have already given us freedom. Yeah, I mean, there's elements of slavery still here, but listen, you know, you can still leave. You don't have to stay here in the United Snakes of America. You can leave the United Snakes of America. You can get on a plane. You can save your money, get on the plane, and go back home. But see, our people love Babylon. They love this whore. They want to build something in this whore. This whore is all they've ever known. But Yahuah is waking up his people. Those whom he has chosen. The call is going out. Right? The call is going out. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready for the great reveal. The great reveal is going to manifest itself. You're going to see what it's all about. And there's a number of us, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, have been introduced to this awakening, this Hebraic awakening, this understanding that this text, this original covenant and this renewed covenant is primarily about us. The old covenant, the original covenant, is all about us. And the renewed covenant is about his renewing a covenant with us. But it's just an extension of invitation to the other nations through Yahushua Mashiach's witness. And you got these brews that just don't want to accept the fact that the renewed covenant is actual text attached to the plan of Yahuwah. Right. Them the brews that are stuck on stupid. Right. They stuck on stupid. And I don't care that they know that I feel that they're stuck on stupid. Because anybody who has any understanding of the history of our Hebraic people understand that the only way that we can even return to Yahuwah is by offering of a sacrifice. And you Negroes, you Negroes cannot offer your own sacrifice. You can't present a sacrifice. You can't do it like Ephraim. You can't do it like Yisach, and you can't do it like Yaakov, because after Yaakov, there was a Levitical priesthood that was established. You can't even offer up innocent blood, because Yahuwah has not given you jurisdiction over offering innocent blood. The only people that could offer innocent blood was the Levitical priesthood. And of course, Abraham was king and priest. And that kingship was passed down to Yisach. And Yisach was king and priest, and he had to offer both because Abraham gave him instructions on what he needed to do. But he was the king of the nation, right? King and priest. And then you had Yaakov. Yaakov was king and priest. Yaakov had to offer up sacrifice until he presented to Levi an understanding of the responsibility, because Yisach told Levi that it was his job. Yaakov told Levi it was his job. This understanding. See, bro, you wanna think that you can just turn to you, as if somehow you have a method to circumvent that which is established in Torah. You're going to keep Torah, but you're going to circumvent the fact that you have to be a high priest that has been given that authority by Yahuwah to offer up innocent blood. See, because you can't just go in and sacrifice an innocent lamb before Yahuwah because you're not worthy. Because first of all, you are in sin. You can't offer your own sacrifice when you're in sin. You have to have a lamb that a high priest can present for you. Why do you think the Levitical priests were constantly offering sacrifices? That's what they were doing on a daily basis on behalf of themselves and the people. Why? Because they were in the place of Yahuwah, and they were able to go into the place of Yahuwah, the holies of holies, at the necessary times to present sacrifices. They had to offer sacrifices on a regular to make them worthy in the eyes of Yahuwah, having their sins covered, to therefore take a lamb from you on your behalf to offer up a sacrifice. But no, you Bruce, you stuck on stupid. You think you know. You think you know. You think that you Yah only. Yahuwah only. You over everything. Now, you forgot that scripture that says, I've said unto my son that thou art a high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, right? You forgot the point at which he spoke to Eli and declared that the priesthood would cease. You somehow feel just like your wicked fathers, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, that were actually mostly converts, because the Pharisees and Sadducees, that was a political position that was assigned to them by Herodian, who was an Edomite, that Esau, that was on the king, that was on the throne during the time in which Hamashiach was appearing. Right? So it was all in array. It was all jacked up. But you, bro, you're going to just turn the Torah. Right. You ain't even qualified to offer up a sacrifice for yourself. You don't have a high priest that is covered under the constant atonement of sacrificial blood. You don't have a high priest. But you're going to turn back to Torah. You're going to turn back to Torah. Right. You're going to keep Yahuah's law, statutes, and commandments in sin. Because without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness of sin. You got to have an atonement. And yeah, Yahuah has done it all in Yahusha, but you don't want to receive Yahusha. Just like your fathers. Yeah, they don't want to receive Yahusha. They don't want to receive Yahusha. Right? And Yahusha was that lamb. Right. Yahudah said, behold the Lamb of Yahudah and take away sins, but you don't want to receive that because you don't believe in the renewed covenant. You don't believe in the method of restoring you and renewing you back to the place in Yahuah that you were once in Emunah, under an atonement. Yeah, you got it figured out. And you teaching people this erroneous wickedness, right? You ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh. You ain't qualified to teach the word. I said it. You ain't qualified to teach the word because you don't operate in the Ruach of Yahuah. You are of your father, Hasatan. Yeah. Listen. See, Yahuah called me to cry loud and spare. Now, I'm going to say what he gives me to say because I don't care, because I have to say what Yahuah gives me to say. I can't pick and choose. Right? I can't pick and choose. I can't pick and choose. Listen. I refuse to pick and choose. I refuse to pick and choose. Right? I refuse to pick and choose. Right? Like, I refuse to pick and choose. There was a sister that did a wonderful job in explaining or bringing clarity to this whole idea of, and again, this is still in line with this whore. Because, see, these knucklehead Hebrews are a part of the whore. They're part of that system. They're part of that system. But listen, his name is Yahuah. I think it's Yahuah Shalom. That's the name. I love this sister. It's a goatee. She tight work. She went in to explain, right, how we as a people need to be aware of these people. And she right. Because they're called, but they ain't chosen. Yes, because you was called them. The awakening is a calling. The awakening is a calling. Right? The awakening is designed to call you to Yahuah. Right? But in receiving the witness, you become the chosen. You become his. Right? The awakening alerts you to your E1, B1A status. You got Hebraic blood. But the blood of Yahusha, right? By way of the atonement, the restoration of a nation. Because he was a high priest and a lamb. And because he had the ability to take this sacrifice, which was his own blood, into the tabernacle in the Shamaim, of which that which Abraham made and pitched was a likeness of. Yahushua went into the original in the Shamaim, where Yahuah, his father, met him, right, and presented his blood. And Yahuah declared that everyone that receives this in Emunah is free. Is delivered. Is receiving Yeshua. Yeah, but see, you bruise, right? You just gonna turn. You just gonna turn. I'm just turning the Torah. No high priest. Because you can't do it yourself, because you ain't qualified. You have been given authority to offer up innocent blood. You can't do it. You can't decide to take a lamb and slit its throat and burn it on an altar. That's abominable in the eyes of Yahuwah, because he has given you the authority to do it, right? And first of all, in order to even be able to do it, you have had to have offered up offering for yourself on a continual basis, as the high priest did. And you can't do it anyway because you ain't Levi. That's why all Yashar'el had to come to Levi. Shout out again to this sister. I love it when you have Okotis who understand Torah and can go in. Who have the Ruach and can go in. Listen. So you have to understand that this atonement is what represents you to you. And so you got to understand when he says you must be born again, that's the qualifier. When he says get ready for the great reveal, the preparation is moving from being the called into the chosen, having received his Ruach HaKodesh, receiving the water, the blood, and the Ruach HaKodesh, to be a witness, establishing his witness in the Eretz, the Ruach HaKodesh, the water, and the blood. These are necessary in order to hear from Yahuwah. You can't hear nothing from Yahuwah, bro. You ain't hearing nothing. You ain't hearing nothing. Torah only. Without a sacrifice, without a high priest, you ain't hearing nothing. You got to come to Yahusha, a Mashiach. That's Yah's salvation. Listen, that's his name. Yahuwah and Yahusha are one. That's his name. Yahuwah sent Yahusha, his salvation. But see, you ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh, you ain't gonna understand this. Because y'all probably former blood drinkers anyway. Because that Christianity got you all twisted up. You don't got so twisted up that you just think everything that has to do with the renewed covenant is twisted. When in actuality, all they did was take it and perverted it. Yeah, that's all they did. They took it and profaned it, right? They profaned it, changed the names around, right? They tried to mislead you with these doctrines and all this other stuff. But at the heart of the renewed covenant is Torah. Shaul taught Torah. The apostles taught Torah. Barnabas taught Torah. Everybody that brought the witness of Yahushua Mashiach forward did so in Torah. Yahushua himself taught Torah. It ain't even rocket science. It's Ruach. See, you got to first believe it in Emunah. And then when you believe it in Emunah, you believe the water, the blood, and the Ruach HaKodesh, and Yahuwah gives you his Ruach HaKodesh. And when you receive the Ruach HaKodesh, there comes this Ruach of wisdom and revelation concerning the knowledge of him. Your eyes become enlightened. You begin to see and understand what the hope of this calling is. And you know when he said get ready, get ready, get ready, he mean get ready, get ready, get ready. The whore. There's nothing good about these United Snakes of America. Right? The American dream for the Hebraic community is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. In order to develop and make your way into the upper echelon of these elite people, right, you have to have sold something. Babylon requires sacrifices. In order to enter into Yahushua's kingdom, you got to receive the sacrifice of his son. And then you have to be willing to give yourself. He's provided the sacrifice, the method of returning, establishing you in this eternal, everlasting covenant. Right? So in Babylon, you got to do the same. You got to sell your soul. Babylon promises wealth and fame and fortune. She rides on the back of pornonia, right? Pornonia, G4202, Strong's Blue Letter Accordance Bible reference number, right? Illicit sexual intercourse. She rides on that, right? Everything she does is attached to that. Every agreement and contract has that attached to it because she's the whore. You want to be a part of the whore. You got to do as the whore does. Like the whore does. So you got to be prepared to engage in illicit sexual intercourse and be pleased with it. You got to be ready to be able to participate in adultery. You may have to share your wife. You may have to share your husband. Because we're a whore. You may have to engage in homosexual activity. Because that's G4202, that's porneia. Right? And I'm a whore. Babylon's the whore. I'm not the whore. Babylon's the whore. And see, Babylon has demands. You gotta be engaged in this homosexuality, this lesbianism, this change in gender, this sexual intercourse with close relatives, this pedophilia, this sexual intercourse with children. Gotta sell your soul. Listen. What's Dwayne Wade, right? What's his wife? Gabrielle. Yeah. You know, he done got that boy, his son, parading around like a woman. 15 years old. Giving him the right to have sexual intercourse with another homosexual. Pornonia. I don't care if y'all don't like it. I don't care if this offends you. This is G4202. This is illicit sexual intercourse. This is Strong's Blue Letter Bible Concordance reference. This ain't me. You know, they made that public. This is not something that's not public. He made it public. That, you know, they're allowing their a 14, 15-year-old son to engage in a sexual relationship with another, right? A white young man, homosexual, right? I think it was a little bit older than he is. Babylon. See, this whore has to be judged. She has to be judged. Sodom and Gomorrah was judged for that wickedness. They got to be judged. This is not even new information. This ain't even something that I've made up. This is news. This is mainstream. G4202. See, this whore's got to fall. She's wicked. She's diabolical. And everybody that's up there in that echelon, they understand. They got to share their wives. Will and Jada. They understand. They have this open relationship. It's okay that will be a catamite. It's okay that he engages in sexual intercourse with other men. It's open. It's okay that Jada, she can have sex with young men. She can have sex with women. It's okay. Listen. They understand what's required of the whore. Yeah, but they're your idols. Your American idols, They understand the whoredom that's required. See, you was like, listen. I've called you, now I've chosen you to give you my Ruach HaKodesh. I'm in the hour of about to bring judgment to this whore. You need to flee. You need to exit stage left. You need to get out of Dodge. He told when he began to prophesy to the people, Yahushua, when he was on the erects, he said, listen, when you see certain things happen, flee. Flee. You better run. When I tell you by the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuah that he is telling me to tell you to get ready. Make the preparations. Get ready to leave. Exit stage left. Get ready to leave Dodge. He's trying to warn you. Now, again, this is for the chosen. Because, you got people that are called, but, they don't want to answer the call. They want to put down roots in Babylon. This is the only place they've ever known. Full of racism and hatred. But they want to lay down roots here. Right? They want to buy 1,000 acres of land. Right? In Colorado. And this is not a dig. Because it's a troubling thing, especially if you don't recognize that this is the awakening. And Yahuwah is trying to bring you into the quickening. And if you have bought into this Christian concept, this illusion of brotherhood, you have been deceived because you ain't never been their brother. They have never looked on you in that way. They will never look on you like that. Even as Christians, they don't believe that. And because it's the earth pig. Because it's Baal worship. This ain't that. So this ain't a dig on them. Because they do it, and again, I get him, I got a new one. I seen a new one. I think it was on Instagram. Where, the brother, he's over his steer that they done killed. Fire sale. Sell it all. Sell it all. Leave Babylon. Go to the continent. Listen. Go to the continent. Sell it. Make a visit. Figure out where you want to go. Because you're Yashar'el. And they departed his lands. But Yahuwah has got his people all over in Africa. Just choose the place that the Most High leads you to move into. And then develop. Do it for the continent. Do it for your people. Oh, but I'm not African, I'm African American. All right, well, you stay over here in Babylon. And you let them kill your sheep one by one. Or you let them murder you. Because whatever they choose to do, they're going to get away with it. Because this is not your home. Now, if you are Yahuah's, and you've been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, you have faith in the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, right? And you trusted in Yahuwah, listen, you better hear the word of Yahuwah, from the man of Yahuwah. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Exit stage left. Yahushua told, take everything and leave. Don't even try to pack a bunch of stuff up. Just get your stuff and go. Do what you can do. What you got left, what you can save, what you have, go. See, Babylon's falling. Babylon's falling. Listen, I can't tell you Babylon's going to fall in 6 months. I can't tell you Babylon's going to fall in 6 years. All I can tell you was Yahuwah said, get ready, get ready, get ready for the great reveal. Get ready, prepare to leave. See, and all he wants is you to move in Emunah. And then what he does is he begins to see you're moving in Emunah, and as you move in Emunah, he begins to increase you, he begins to point you, he begins to steer you, and then you know when you need to go. But you got to go. You got to go. See, in Yahudah, we got to do this because it's prophecy. Genesis 49:1, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which will befall you in the last days. See, these are things that are going to happen in the last days. The last days is from the time of Yahushua to now. These are the things that we have to be cognizant of and recognize that this is what's going to be happening. Right? He said, gather yourselves together and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken to your father Yashar'el. Hear and hearken. Hear, listen, and obey to what I'm saying to you. Now we're going to go to Yahudah, because Yahudah, right, is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Listen, we are Yahudah. We understand who we are. Yahudah has revealed to us who we are. We understand that. I mean, we may not understand like our ancestors understand and know who they are on the continent, because they know who they are on the continent because they can physically trace their heritage back. We know who we are on the continent or in the United States and have been scattered because we understand who was taken, and the people that were taken, right, were people that were put there. The people that were put there were Yahudim. People that were taken. So we understand it was us. So what we understand is that in the 49th chapter, Israel is telling Yahudah, thou art whom thy brethren shall praise. If you're going to praise your brother, you got to be around your brother. How you going to be praised of your brother and you stuck over here in the land and we ain't even captive here no more? This is not even the land of our captivity. This is Babylon, where we got to go. We were captive in Egypt. We were captive in Mitzrayim. Yeah, we couldn't just go anywhere. Listen, after the Emancipation Proclamation, that so-called Emancipation of Proclamation, right? I think it was Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln wanted to ship as many people back over to Africa as he could. But, of course, they had to shoot that down because, they still needed to build infrastructure. They still needed slave labor. See, Abraham Lincoln was never a free-to-slave kind of individual. He didn't care if we were slaves. He didn't care if we were slaves or whether or not he was free. He didn't care. All he wanted to do was keep the Union. Come on, y'all. This is history. This is history. This is not a captivity. I am captive if I can't leave my house. I am captive if I can't leave this country. I am captive if I can't leave this state. I am captive if I can't go anywhere. This ain't captivity. This ain't captivity. Listen. This is not captivity. This was the lands of our captivity. And again, some of us are held in prison houses. Right? Some of us are held in prison houses. Some of our women and some of our men are held in prison houses. There's some of us that are in there fairly. Some of us violated laws. But some of us didn't. Some of them were put there wrongly. Yes, Jim Crow. Yes, these laws that incarcerated us. Yes, if you're in prison, you are still considered a slave. Yes, according to the independence, the Declaration of Independence, and all that other stuff in there, amendments. But listen, if you in there because you wronged somebody, or you did something wrong, right? That captivity comes as a result of, right, a violation of the law. Now listen, did they take these laws and go super hard on us? Yeah, they did. They did. But Yahuah told us, when you fall out with them, make restitution fast. Do what you're supposed to do. So you don't have that issue, right? But you going around shooting your brother and killing people, and you murdering people, and you in there because you deserve to be. This is not a captivity. We've moved from captivity and bondage in Egypt to Babylon where we can leave. You can jump on a plane right now with a passport and go to another country and stay in that country. And eventually I have to have a visa, right? But I understand what the laws are in that country. All I got to do is do what's necessary to get what I need to get. They don't want to deport you. Why would they deport you? Yahudah? Grafted in from the other nations? No. Why would they want to deport you, Hebrew? Scattered to the other nations? Making an attempt to return home? Building an economy? Why wouldn't they want to give you a visa? Why wouldn't they want to give you citizenship? See, you listen to these wicked heathens. These wicked heathens will try to twist your thinking. Got you believing everything in Africa is about belly 12 babies and flies in the eye kids. Come on, man. If it was that bad, they wouldn't be going over there in the droves. They go over there with. Come on. Yeah, get ready. This ain't no captivity no more. I know some of y'all gonna be like, man, how you gonna say that? Our people are captives in the minds. Yeah, well, you still a captive in your mind because you haven't received the witness of Yahushua Mashiach that frees the mind. You haven't been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh. Why do you think Yahushua's been screaming loud, repent, hear ye, you must be born again, right? Your mind doesn't have to be held captive. You don't have to be a slave to our trauma. He told Jacob, he said, listen, He said, thou to whom thy brother in the praise, you can only praise your brothers in the lands that your brothers are in. You can only be a help to your brothers on the continent of Africa. You can't be a help to your brother in the United States of America. Building homes. Giving your money to the United States of America. How you gonna help how you gonna help the economy on the continent? How you gonna help your brothers on the continent? How you gonna do this? He says your hands shall be on the neck of your enemies. Listen, that ain't happening in the United States of America. No. Because your enemy gonna shoot you dead even if they suspect. They won't kill you even if they suspect. You're going to always be under or beneath because it's not your land. See, you change the dynamics of this in this witness instantaneously. When you become born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, you become sons and daughters of Yahuah, and you return back to the continent. The dynamics change automatically. It changes the dynamics. See, now your hands can be on the neck of your enemies. Because you're here, you're on the continent to be a help to your brother. Because Judah has always had the command, right, to teach their children the bow. Teach your children the weapons of war. Your hands are going to be in the neck of your enemies. Listen, if the Hebrews, the Yahudah, that are in the United States of America, in South America, Dominican Republic, and in all these other lands that we've been scattered to, answer this call. Obey this word to get ready. To make preparations to return back to the continent of to return back to the continent of Africa, from the states and the continents and the territories that they've been taken to, right? Because you can travel. You can do it. That will set off supernatural events on the continent. Because see, I had you as Ruach HaKodesh. See, me want to put 1,000 flight, two put 10,000 flight. Listen. Enough brews with the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuah who understand who they are go to the continent, right? And you know, even when you go to the continent, you got to use wisdom, right? Everybody on the continent ain't feeling that they're Hebrews. These people on the continent, some of them don't even have an idea of what this really means and what this really looks like. I mean, we got some brothers on the continent that understand this and they moving in this, right? You got some tribes on the continent that know who they are of the 12 tribes and they moving in it. But Yahudah has to return. He said, listen, real quick, because I need to get to the meat of the text. He says, your hands shall be on the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down to thee. That's only going to happen if you are in the midst of them. And they identify you as helping and or assisting in the conquering of their enemies that has launched attacks against them. Yahudah is a lion's weapon. From the prey, my son, thou hast gone up. Then he stooped down, he crouched down as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Yahudah. Right? This is on the continent. This is on the continent. So see, when you understand this, right, in this witness, you have to understand that the United States of America is not where you belong. I told my wife, I said, listen, and I don't even believe it's going to happen like this. And let me get this straight, right? I believe that I'm going to be buried on the continent with my ancestors, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't want to be buried in this wicked place. Yeah, I know Yahuah, and when I leave, I'm gonna leave, and I know I'll have my body in Ruach. I know, but I don't want my body to go into the dirt in this ground. So Yahuah said, please don't let me die in this United States of America and have my body buried here. I told my wife, I said, listen. If it ever begins to happen, I want it understood that I don't want my body burned. I don't want my body buried in this United States of America. I want to be on the lands of my ancestors. I want my body to return to dust in the lands of my ancestors. Jeremiah 51. Right? Jeremiah 51, right? When we got to Jeremiah 51, right? We're going to look at the 5th verse and then we're going to go somewhere else. But he says here, for Yahudah have not been forsaken. For Yashar'el has not been forsaken, nor Yahudah. We in Babylon. The nation has not been forsaken, but specifically Yahudah of Yahuah. Yahuah has not forsaken us in the lands that we were taken in bondage to, that we had been held in captivity to, right? And now we are not held in captivity as we were, right? But we have become in love with the whore. You've established this intimate relationship with this whore, this United States of America, and now you want to remain in her. Yahudah has forgotten you. Right? Yahuah of the armies, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Yashar'el. Yahuah hasn't forgotten you. Even though your lands, right, were filled with sin, Yahuah hasn't forgotten you. Yahudah forgotten you. He knows what the land looks like over there, right? But he hasn't forgotten you over here. He says, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Flee Babylon. See, we love Babylon. Not me. I don't love Babylon. I'm telling you, I don't love nothing about Babylon. I don't love anything about Babylon. She's a whore. She's a whore. All she wants to do is get you involved in her whoredom. Her whole construct is built on idolatry. You have to be willing to sacrifice. See, people who love Babylon, right? They don't stay in Babylon because they don't see a need to remove from Babylon. They satisfied with what Babylon has to offer. You know, they already satisfied with it. Right? They satisfied with Valentine's Day. They satisfied with Super Bowl Sunday. Satisfied with the Philadelphia Eagles. With the Kansas City Chiefs. Satisfied with that. And ain't afraid to display it. Babylon is in their hearts. But they'll say it's not. Babylon is in their hearts. You know, Yahuwah warns you. But when you don't heed the warning, he lets you go. Babylon's in their hearts. My wife asked me, "Did you watch Super Bowl?" No. She said, "I just want to see it for the halftime show. I want to hear Rihanna." Let that tell you something. Right? Some people are not going to let Babylon go. They don't see what Babylon presents. No, I ain't watching that. Nah. I don't have nothing to do with the whore. And you know, now, I mean, I'm even at the point where I just don't get deep on it anymore. Because Babylon's going to fall. But I ain't falling with Babylon. I'm not going to stay in this whore. I'm not going to find no pleasure in her. I ain't trying to find pleasure in her. I'm done. See, people don't want to let go of that cup. They don't want to let go of that golden cup. They don't want to let go. They want to hold on to it. He said, flee out of the midst of Babylon. You said, flee. Take the necessary steps and leave. Take flight. Literally. Flee. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Deliver your soul. Deliver your mind. Deliver your emotions. Right? Deliver your way of thinking about Babylon. Deliver your mind from these Super Bowls. Deliver your mind from these NCAA basketball tournaments. This is Babylon. See, I'm going to tell you something, right? At the end of the day, you ain't the chosen. If you struggle with these things, then you're not the chosen. If you would rather do these things, and see, you got these brews, that'll go in on the Shabbat and, do they preaching or they do they speaking and they teaching on the Shabbat and, they'll fellowship on the Shabbat and do all kinds of other things on the Shabbat and still run into Babylon. Still run into Babylon on Sunday. Have a Super Bowl party. Yeah, to worship the golden calf. No, the golden pig. See, you don't want to come out of Babylon. You don't come out of Babylon. See, and everybody ain't chosen. I'm convinced everybody's not chosen. Everybody's not chosen, right? See, I got to cry loud, and I got to spare. Now, I got to say what Yahuwah's called me to say and do, because I don't want to be held accountable for somebody. When Yahuwah's told me to declare a word, now he says here. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, which means that you have the ability, the wherewithal, in the witness of Yahuwah, having been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, to free yourself. Because in him, you can ask anything according to his will, and he hears you. Well, if his will is for you to flee Babylon, ask him for what you need, and he will give it to you, because it is necessary and it is his will for you to flee Babylon. See, you got to have emunah for this, man. You got to have emunah. You got to have emunah. He said, every man deliver his soul, and be not cut off in her iniquities. Don't die in her iniquities. Because I don't want you to stay here. But she's going to be judged. I want you to flee. I want you to leave. I want you to go. And listen, right? When I get over on the continent, me and those who go with us, right? We on the continent, right? And Yahuwah starts to rain judgment down on Babylon. And still got loved ones there and all that. I ain't mourning them. I'm not mourning them. Yahuwah gave them the same as he's given to me. He told me to flee, I fled. I preached to you that you need to flee. I preach to you that you need to get ready, prepare to make an exit stage left. Right? But you didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen. And when you get cut off, during the time of Yahuwah's vengeance, and when he's rendering a recompense unto those that he has brought out because they obeyed, they delivered themselves. And you choose to remain here. Excuse me. You choose to remain here. I ain't gonna mourn you. Aaron had sons that were Levitical priests. And they did what they wanted to do. They thought that they were going to take it upon themselves to offer sacrifices. And they were Levitical priests. And you Hebrew, you Torah only. Where that leaves you? They were Levitical priests. And you would struck them dead. Offering strange fire. They got struck down. And what did Yahuah tell them? Don't mourn them. Do not mourn them. Here's this man who has sons. They're building the maker the family name. And you got loved ones that's going to want to stay in Babylon. And Yahudah had already told them, tell them to flee. They don't want to listen because they think they know. And listen to these motivational speakers. See, I done drank the cup. The blood of the birth pig, the abomination. You serve Baal, and you don't even know it. Convinced that Jesus is the answer. And you know what? I'm not going to even tell you that Jesus is Yahusha, because they are two different entities. No, I'm not going to tell you. No. What is in the Besorah that's recorded as Yahusha is scriptures that are specifically directed at and to Yahushua HaMashiach, Yah's son. This Jesus thing, that's twisted and diabolical. You can't use those interchangeably because an earth pig can't be interchanged with Yah's salvation. So no. Well, we just mean Jesus. You mean Yahusha. No. Earth pig is earth pig. Yah's salvation is Yah's salvation. They are not interchangeable. Just like the Lord is not Yahusha. The Lord is Baal. It is not Yahusha. They are not interchangeable terms. You want to stay in Babylon. It's okay. Make your bed in Babylon. Right? He says, okay, let me go down. He says, for this is the time of Yahuwah's judgment, and he will render unto her Babylon, this whore that you're so attached to, this whore that you love so much, this whore that you couldn't wait to go see her halftime show. This whore, that this idol that they raised up, and everybody cheered it and celebrated and got drunk with it. This pigskin. This pigskin. This golden pigskin. It's all of these idols are golden idols, right? The Golden Globes, the Emmys, these Oscars, these golden idols, this Grammy Award, these idols, right. These people are honored and hailed in Babylon. And you sitting there. He got best actor. He's got best actor. He's got the golden idol. Look at him raising up over his head and shaking it. I know he should have won. Yeah, you full of hell. Come out from among and be ye separate. You dancing because your team won. You all excited. Your team won. Then you ain't excited, because your team lost. Now, if you KC fans, then you celebrating like a big time. If you Philadelphia Eagles fan, you mourning. Probably still mourning. Don't want to talk to nobody's going to talk to you about your Philadelphia Eagles. You don't want to hear how close the game was. You don't want to hear how good of a fight the game was. You don't want to hear how you still mourning. Come out from among her. It's time to go. Babylon's golden cup. She was a golden cup in Yahuwah's hands. The Super Bowl is a golden cup, a golden football statue in Yahuwah's hands. Right? Because it's gonna weed out the righteous from the unrighteous. Because the righteous gonna recognize it as an idol. It ain't gonna do it, it's an idol. Man, you just going overboard, man. That's just too much, man. That's right. Because when I leave and judgment falls, don't worry about it. I ain't gonna warn you. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hands that made the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. The nations are mad. They are totally brainwashed. They have drinking the cup of her fornication. They have drinking her blood and eaten her crackers. They have established a covenant with her. Babylon, right? Let's do this. Let's jump down a little bit. Let's go down to here it says, okay. Let's go to 42. The sea has come up upon Babylon. The sea has come up on Babylon, right? That word sea in the Hebrew is yam.
Strong's H 3220. Yam. Yam.
Right? It's translated sea. It's translated Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Dead Sea, Sea of Galilee, Niger River, right? Let's look at, that's actually the word, right? So, right, it's come upon Babylon, the sea. It's come upon Babylon, right? So, the United States is surrounded by a body of water, except for the point in which it's connected to Canada. I mean, everything around the United States is water, right? He says, the sea has come up upon Babylon. She is covered with a multitude of the waves thereof, right? So what you have here is this repeated pounding of this landmass that is suffering under the judgment of Yahuwah, right? Her cities are a desolation, a dry land, right? So the waves coming upon Babylon is not necessarily water, but it's this constant pounding of judgment on her, right? So much so that her cities are desolate. Ain't nobody in them, right? So dry land and a wilderness. You know, that remake of that movie with Will Smith, where he was a scientist, and there was something that they did that caused this virus to kill most of the people. And there was some of the people that ended up changing and becoming light sensitive so that they could only exist in the darkness, right? And, you know, literally over the years, everything has become grown up. And the cities are desolate. There's nothing in these houses. There's nothing in none of these places, right? Except, you know, in this big warehouse in the movie where, you know, you got a bunch of these people walking around that are light sensitive, like the Walking Dead. They're sensitive to righteousness, the light. You only got one man and his dog. You got lions that are escaped, and you got deer, and you got all these other things running around. You notice this was the United Snakes. It's the United Snakes. The virus that got loose. The cities are desolate, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither do any sons of man pass by it. It is desolate. Now, you know, we read earlier, up into that earlier chapter, we was talking about how, you know, there was going to be strangers that were going to come in and fan, which means that you had these nations that had came in and surrounded it and started shooting missiles and ultimately destroyed it. And then they went in and they fanned it out, and, you know, they began to kill remaining people that were in the streets, that were in armor or whatever, and then they spoiled it. Right? Spoiled it. So now what you have is, right, this place, right, that is desolate and dry, and a wilderness. And a wilderness doesn't necessarily mean a desert. It just means that it's grown over and ain't no people. If it's desolate, that means there's no people. Right? Right? He says a desolate and a wilderness, meaning that it's overgrown. What changes something from desolation is the occupation of people and the correcting of that which had made it desolate. So, you know, it's like, you know, you got overgrown stuff. You start cutting the overgrown stuff down and you start making it look like it's living, or people start living in there. They start managing it. It ceased to be desolate, right? So he says here, desolate and dry land and a wilderness. So you got dry areas and you got wilderness, right? A land where no man dwelleth. Ain't no man living there because, you know, they done fanned it. Doeth any sons of men pass by. You ain't got people walking through there. You ain't got people walking through, passing by. Oh, I'm just driving through. No. He says, I will punish Baal in Babylon. I'm going to punish Baal in Babylon. I'm going to tear it all down. I'll remove everything that represents Baal worship. Right? That's in Babylon. And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, And the nations shall not flow together anymore unto her. Ain't nobody going over to United Snakes that has been pounded down anymore. It's gonna be a desert place. Now, right? So you got these people, got these bunkers, right? You got these places that are hollowed out, right? Where they're storing food and they're storing stuff. They got this whole underground city in the United States of America, runs miles underground, You got people manning this thing. Miles underground. I imagine people don't know about it, but miles and miles of underground road. I had this truck driver, I was watching this truck driver, had dropped off a delivery, Kraft, to be stored there. Kraft macaroni cheese. To be stored underground. They think they're going to hide. When Yahuwah's judgment hits Babylon, them rocks going to fall in on them. They're talking about the Yahuah of Yahuah that controls everything on the entire Eretz. When he brings a judgment, there is no bunker, there is no cave, there is no underground rock formation that you can run in and hide from. The judgment of Yahuwah. Listen, there ain't nothing that's going to survive Babylon. He says, I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up. Right? What did he swallow up? He swallowed up the nations. He had them under his dominion, in control. United Snakes of America got sanctions on everybody. And they manipulated and controlled everybody by these sanctions. Sanction Africa, sanction Russia, sanction China, sanction Iran, sanction Iraq, sanction everybody, sanction everybody. Ukraine got sanctions. They all got sanctions from the United Snakes. But what he says is, he says, out of his mouth, that which he has swallowed up, the nations shall not flow together anymore unto him. Yeah. See, you had the nations swallowed up. You had them sanctioned out. You had them under your dominion, under your control. You were able to leverage them in sanctions. You cut off their transport. You cut off what they could receive from other nations. You cut off food. You cut off money. You cut off supplies. Right? But you know what, though? That's over. Right? That's over. There ain't nothing going to flow to you. Right? Anymore. Yea, the walls of Babylon has fallen. What was that movie? It's called Something's Fallen. It was about the United States Snakes of America. Washington, D.C. President of the White House fell. He says here, my people, go ye out of the midst of her and deliver ye every man his soul. Excuse me. From the fierce anger of Yahuwah. Deliver your soul. Again, right, he says, for you to deliver your soul. He says, my people, go ye out of the midst of her and deliver ye every one his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuah. Right? And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumors that shall be heard in the land of rumors. Right? What's a rumor? What's a rumor? A rumor is really based on falsehood, right? I heard a rumor, right? A rumor is
Strong's H 8052. Shemuah.
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 And second entry, Shema'ah.
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 Right.
And third entry, Shema'ah. Shema'ah.
Sounds just like the second entry. Anyway, it means the report. Right? Right? Because, in the United States of America, you can't believe these wicked nations. You can't you can't believe this wicked nation. You can't believe this. Can't believe everything they say. You can't believe this mainstream media. You can't believe their news. You can't believe their rumor reports. Can't believe that. You can't believe the things that they mention. You can't let these things produce fear in you. Only thing that you should be hearing is get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready for the great reveal. Get ready, prepare yourself to exit. Babylon is falling. That's all you need to know, and that's what you need to build on. You need to do it until Yahuah provides what you need to make that exit stage left. My people, go ye out of the midst of her. You do it. Now we waiting for Yahuah to give us ships and boats and airplanes. We waiting for intergalactic spaceships. We wait for intergalactic spaceships to beam us up. We waiting for to beam us up. My people, go ye out of the midst of her. Hear the word of Yahuah. My people. Yahudah. My people. Grafted in Gentiles. My people. Get up out of her. You may go back to your country of origin. There's going to be some judgment that's going to come. But, you can go back to your own land. See, Babylon has to fall. Right? She has to go. You got London, England. You still got Paris. You got France. You got Belgium. You got Japan. You got Korea, North and South, right? You got China. He said, you're going to go back to your own lands. He said, they're going to go back to their own lands. Yahuah is warning you to prepare to leave Babylon. Don't put this off. Yashar'el and Yahudah, do not put this off. Save whatever you have. Save whatever you have. Put it away. Save it. Save what you have. Put it away. Right? Get you a passport. Don't wait for them to tell you could leave and we're going to give you a transportation to get out of the United States of America. Because, listen, I don't think that's ever going to happen like that. because you still got to remember that you are their commerce, right? And collectively, they can't have all of us leaving on our own accord. I mean, on at their own hands. Load us all up on ships and say, okay, this is just the land of, and they got to rely on their people to do everything. Come on, man, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Listen, if you're from Mexico, I think I'd be trying to get back to Mexico. If you're from Venezuela or Colombia, South America, I'd be trying to go there. Because see, the harlot, the whore, is the United Snakes. And though, you're kind of connected to her, it's not a target of you. You got a whole different nationality of people. You got a whole nation of people. Mexico's got its own people, right? Nicaragua, Ecuador, they got their own nation of people. They all share similar Y haplotypes, but they're my people go out of the midst of her, and he's talking specifically about Yahudah, or those who have received the witness of Yahushua Mashiach, who have been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, to get out of her. Flee the United Snakes of America. He said, my people, deliver every man, you do it. Listen, you can plan a vacation to go anywhere in the United States if you want to. You can plan a vacation to go anywhere in this globe if you want to. If it's a place where you can go, you can get access. Why wouldn't you take the word of you and flee and go back to the land of your origin? Don't give me anything don't give me an shoot. Look, baby, I got what I need. Technically, I got what we need. And I gotta go. And I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. Let's go. Because if that's what you do with me, ain't no hesitation. We got passports now. Ain't no hesitation. And plus, I don't went over there to the continent. I didn't go to the continent, but I done got my African ancestry. I belong to the Gabon, to the Gabon region, they say. It's, all them lines are smeared. It was all Nigeria or something else, But, I can go return to there and, become citizens. Why wouldn't I? Become a citizen of the territory of Gabon, right? Trace my roots there. I introduce myself to all the people on there and rejoice, But at the end of the day, I'm a citizen. Get ready for great reveal. Get ready for great reveal. Exit stage left. It's time to leave Dodge. He said, lest your heart faint and ye fear for the rumors that shall be heard in the land. Rumors. You're going to hear rumors in the lands of Babylon. Right? A rumor shall both come year, and after that year. And shall rumors and violence in the land, rulers against rulers. Listen. He literally said 2 years. Rumors that something's happening in the land. Listen, and if we ain't got rumors now, man, I'm telling you, it's rumors. You would say, get ready. You would say you got to be born again in the water, Ruach HaKodesh, right? And now, a year later, he's saying, get ready for the great reveal. I can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Get ready. Get ready. You gonna hear the rumors, get ready. Get ready to leave. Exit stage right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Everything I'm looking to do has everything to do with exit stage right. The Torah guardian and those that are of the Torah guardian, we're exiting stage left. And you know what? I'm going to tell you like this. You know, these men and women understand by the Ruach. That's what Yahuah is saying. I mean, they understand, right? 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 But listen. I'm going to go because Yahuah told me to go. He didn't tell my wife to go. He told me to go. Now, when he told me to go, that for me to go is for me and her. But I got to do what he told me to do. I mean, I can't pull up lame. I said, no, I can't do that. I got too much invested here. No. Wrong answer. Tell my kids, look, your father's going to, he's leaving Babylon. And he's going to United. He's going over to Africa. My oldest daughter said that, you know, when you get over there, let me know, and I'll come right behind you. She said. She's the only one said it. You know, but at the end of the day, even if she don't go, and she stays in Babylon, and they don't choose to flee, and Yahuah sends destruction, I'm not gonna mourn them. I know that's hard for some people. I'm not gonna mourn them because Yahuah warned them. Listen, I warned them. Man of Yahuah, we're going to stop there. (51:44). My people, go ye out of the midst of her and deliver every man his soul. Deliver every man his soul. Every man deliver his soul. Yahuah, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, I thank you for your Ruach HaKodesh of truth. I thank you for your Basor and your Torah of truth. I thank you for your word. Yahuah, I thank you that your word is truly a lamp unto our feet, a light unto our pathway. I give you praise, Abba, Yahuah, for your word. Yahuah, I pray in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that your word would resound, would resonate in the hearts and the minds of those who have an ear to hear. Yahuah, I pray that your word would not go out and return void, but by your Ruach HaKodesh, rivers would flow, and that they would receive it in the name of Yahushua. Abba, I pray that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. For Yahuwah, you are my strength and my redeemer. Hallelujah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Man of Yahuwah, woman of Yahuwah, beautifully and wonderfully made. Today, Yahuwah, Abba, Yahuwah has favored you, right? Go forth in this witness with the confidence and the assurance that Yahuwah is going to provide you everything you need to flee Babylon, right? All you have to do is ask, and it's going to be given, because it's will for you to flee. With that, I say listen. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Man of Yah, woman of Yah. And be blessed.
Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.